So we're back, right?
Yes.
And I mean, I've grown a beard in the interim, which I think gives it a distinguished look.
It's just to have some hair, right, in a place.
To be fair, I think it's a character progression. You know, those who are more important to the plot, they obviously progress more than perhaps, say, others, because the only progression you're offering right now seems to be a plaster on the side of your head.
So, the plaster, yes.
Yes, the plaster. What do you do, exactly?
Yeah, I mean, I had a shaving accident.
Wow. What are you shaving up there for?
It's not really, actually. I had an allergic reaction to some sun cream.
Really?
And of all the things, I need sun cream really badly. If I'm developing an allergic reaction to that, I am properly screwed.
I am. Yeah, it's like
everything
hates you, right? At this point, it's just like something's just trying to fry you to a crisp. I'm basically stuffed.
I'm speaking at a conference at.
It's not in Barbados, is it?
It's in Austin in July. Yeah, I know, right? I am going to walk off the plane and then just poof, and it's going to be turned into a shadow at the side of the wall. That's me gone.
Smoking trainers.
Yeah.
Web versus native, right? That's still getting a lot of airtime, and that bothers me.
It will until native dies.
Yeah, you fall onto that a little bit of the zealot camp sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, okay.
You like the web should do everything.
The web should do everything.
No, it shouldn't.
What shouldn't the web do?
There's nothing wrong with native taking over
when
you want closeness to the platform in question. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's some stuff that native is actually good for today.
What? Tell me what it's good for.
Well, if you're talking...
What do you use native for that can't be done on the web?
I think offline is still not sorted, and I think notification is still...
Offline sorted, we fixed offline, service worker shipped, start of the...
Not for iOS, right?
Yeah.
Like, for example, if we talk about what apps do I use on native, it's Tweetbot is one of the most obvious ones. Mm-hmm. Email as well, I'll do that. Again, it's offline, and most of them give me notifications, like Tweetbot will let me know when I've got a direct message or when somebody replies me, which the web can't do.
We've got notifications as well, Chrome 42.
The web will do. But
web does do. I mean, okay, it's only Chrome at the moment, Firefox coming soon, but it's the web doing it, right?
Yeah, but today, it's still a bit iffy. Given a long enough timeline, yes, I think the web will take those bits and there'll be more things that can be done on web that you would do on native today, right? So that's absolutely fine. What I still think is there's this sort of smooth on-ramp for the web, right? Where it's like you give somebody a URL, there's no app stores, there's no Play Store, there's nothing like that.
The inherent shareability of just being able to give someone that bit of text and they will get to see the thing you were looking at.
Yeah. And so there's no friction there, right? Just go to the URL, do the thing, hopefully it'll answer your question, right?
Yeah, and when we compare native to web, I feel that we often compare like no cache web to installed app. When really you should be comparing like non-installed app. You have to go to the app store, you install that megabytes worth of stuff. Whereas the web, you just hit the URL and get the content.
Right, but at the same time, that's slightly ludicrous to say to use this app, you must first install this app, right? But that's the web's model, is to say you've got to go from cold. We assume you've got nothing. With native, we're going to assume you can. Like you've got it already.
For me, that's the joy of the web. As you say, someone gives you a URL and you can be with the content in just seconds later, even though you've never been to that site before. You don't have to go and install megabytes of stuff. You just get it. I really hate that so many websites circumvent that part of the web. You'll get a website which wants you to answer a survey before you can see the content, or wants you to download the native app before you can see the content.
Always no. I'm not here for your survey.
Have you ever seen someone try and take a survey in London Bridge?
No.
Well, they're standing there, clipboard in hand. Everyone comes off the train, but no one wants to stop. Everyone knows where they're going. You see the look of horror on the face of the person at the clipboard. It's like, it reminds me of that scene in Lion King where Simba's in the canyon and all the wildebeest come down on them. And I said, when people want to do a thing, they've got a destination to get to, don't start getting in their way.
Fact.
And this is why we hate the kind of, do you want to install our native apps? And no, I've gone to the URL with the bit of content that I would like. Why can't you just show me that?
Yeah. Finally, on the whole web versus native thing, the thing I do definitely love is that there is no SDK download for the web, right? You don't
have to build the Eclipse monstrosity thing. You don't have to, dump that on your machine. And even things like Xcode. How many gigabytes is Xcode?
5 or 6. I can't believe I actually knew that. That was a little bit. That was a little bit weird.
But with the web, it's just a text file.
Yeah.
You can write doc type HTML. Hello world.
Don't have to do the doc type if I'm honest.
I think you do have to do the doc type, mate.
Don't have to.
But you don't want in Quarks mode. But okay, even then, you can have something working in a browser. It's super easy to get started.